Okay, my dear students, welcome again. So this is your pedagogy class, didactic class too. Teaching methodology. Espero que se hayan tomado el tiempo más o menos de ver los 5 tipos o metodologías. Y si no, pues no se preocupen que eso lo vamos a ver ahorita. Ok, vamos a hacer un pequeño review. The term teaching methods refers to, permítame, voy a mover aquí el chat. Ok. The third teaching method refers to the general principles, pedagogy, and management strategies used for classroom instructions. Your choice of teaching method, it depends on what fits you or your educational philosophy. Es como una libre cátedra que nos dan a todos. Classroom demography, subject areas, and school mission statement. Teaching theories can be organized into 4 categories based on 2 major parameters: a teacher-centered approach versus a student-centered approach, and high-tech material use versus low-tech materials. Teaching theories can be organized in 4 categories. Today we are going to study, we are going to learn, we are going to practice, we are going to discuss. Teacher-centered approach is based on you. Esta es basada a ustedes como maestros. But before to continue, what are the 5 methods of teaching? Number 1, teacher-centered. Number 2, a student-centered constructivist approach. Number 3, Montessori. Number 4, inquiry-based learning. Next, flipped classroom. Next, cooperative learning. And the last one, personalized education. This is for you as a teacher, the first one. Teacher, students, Montessori, all of these methods are based on you. O sea, estas es como las herramientas. Obviamente van enfocadas al final para el alumno. Pero estas son las herramientas que usted puede ocupar. Tiene un mundo de posibilidades. Yo siempre he dicho, este tema es para los maestros, porque estas son como la piocha de nosotros. O sea, ese es el material, esas son las herramientas, los métodos, las formas didácticas que nosotros vamos a ocupar para enseñar. Ahora bien, de todas esas, nunca se ocupan al 100%. Pero en este caso usted puede ir variando. ¿Qué tipo de metodología le gustaría a usted utilizar? O como lo mencionaba acá en este caso. Classroom Demography Subject and School Mission Statement. ¿En qué está basado? O sea, primero tiene que usted generalizar, ok, este es mi tipo de público. De ahí en este caso usted ve qué tipo de materiales. Cuando dice, por ejemplo, en High Tech, habla acerca de las tecnologías. Material use versus low tech material use. ¿Qué tipo de materiales, herramientas? Y ahora con lo virtual hay mucho. Yo amo trabajar con presentaciones. Aún cuando no estábamos en pandemia, yo siempre trabajaba de esta forma. Entonces, siento que a mí en ese aspecto no me costó tanto. Y también otra cosa, la ventaja de ser un docente de inglés es que usted puede tener esa posibilidad en este caso de utilizar tantas herramientas. So, hoy vamos a hablar un poquito, en este caso, del Students Center Constructivist Approach. Le voy a pedir a Mauricio, ¿me ayudas por favor a leer la información? Thank you.
Constructivist classrooms focus on student questions and interests. They build on what students already know. They focus on interactive learning and are student-centered. Teachers have a dialogue with the students to help them construct their own knowledge. They root in negotiation, and students work primarily in groups.
Okay, I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Please underline the word that you think is going to relate it Teacher, for example, a student-centered constructivist approach. For example, teacher, the base for me will be focus on interactive. Why? No, teacher, in my case, to have a dialogue with the students. Yes, but why? No, teacher, in my case, the most relevant is negotiation in student work. Why? Saque de ese párrafo una palabra que usted considere que es la más fuerte referente a Student Center en Constructivist. 2 minutos, inicio con Alexander.
I didn't hear you very well for my
Okay,
what did you say?
don't worry. Okay, I'm going to explain again. Okay, according to the paragraph that Mauricio read before, you are going to take out the most relevant word. O sea, como que vos me digas, teacher, en mi caso, I consider the most relevant is interactive learning. No, teacher, in my case, the dialogue with the students. So you are going to take the most relevant word, in your opinion, and you are going to describe why do you consider that word is relevant to the topic, a student-centered and constructivist approach. Got it?
Yes, I got it. Thank
Okay,
you, teacher.
you're welcome. No, les voy a dar unos 4 minutitos, sí, unos 4 minutitos. Es una dinámica simple. Solo saque una palabrita y usted considere, si considera que esa palabrita es relevante con el tema, pero ¿por qué? One minute. Okay. Do we have any volunteer, please, who wants to participate first? Or may I choose according to the list? 5, 4.
Me.
Thank you, excellent. Thank you, Irene. Please, what is the most relevant word?
The word that I choose is construct their knowledge because it say that the teacher start to go on what the student already know. For example, if the teacher want to teach the past of the verb to be, the teacher knows that the student already know or how to use the verb to be, but he's going to teach the past of the verb to be. and the teacher the teacher make a student learn by themselves because they can learn by themselves according their previous knowledge. In this case, about the verb to be. And in many of the verb tense, we use the verb to be, right? And he started because he know that the student already know how to use the verb to be, and he is going to teach the past of the verb to be. And it will be easy for the student to learn and how to construct their own knowledge. And the teacher accept that the student know and learn by themselves.
Excellent. Thank you so much. According to their own knowledge. For example, in my case, when I'm going to start with a new course and when I'm going to meet a new group, I really like to pass a diagnostic test. Why? Because it measures how knowledge our students have on English. The diagnostic test helps us to use what kind of vocabulary, what kind of grammar, what kind of comprehension they have. As a teacher, we are going to have different kind of students. There will be always the best students. There will be always the students that had some problems at the learning, but you have to face it. What kind of methodology are you going to use? Because I got many different students. But the best methodology is to start thinking that they don't have any idea about. Ustedes tienen que iniciar como que aunque tengamos buenos alumnos y a otros que les cueste un poquito más, usted tiene que iniciar partiendo como que ellos no tuvieran ningún conocimiento. And you are in this, and then you are going to construct. Y ahí usted va construyendo, ¿verdad? Ah, ok. Y ahí vamos, step by step. Really nice. Excellent. Thank you, Irene. Really nice. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Please, do we have volunteer? Yes, we do. But do we have volunteer? Excellent. Anita, please give us your opinion and which word is the most relevant, and then I'm going to continue with Alessandra. Thank you.
I choose the same as Irene. They construct their own knowledge, and I agree with that because I really like this method, like the teachers use in the classroom, because it helps the students to open their mind, not just to memorize things.
As a robots, as maquilas.
As a robots. The students in this method learn by their own, and maybe they see this method like kind of funny, because the teacher becomes like the facilitator only, and she or he's just see the learning of the students, and also the teacher makes the students think and experience new things or something like that. So I really like this method.
A good teacher makes students think. Me gustó eso. Por ejemplo, acá en los parciales, bueno, va a ser la primera vez que yo voy a hacer un parcial, en lo que después voy con Alessandra. Nos han dado como la indicación de que, ok, son tantas preguntas y 4 opciones. Literal A, B, C, va. Pero, por ejemplo, en este caso, en este tema del constructivismo basado en los alumnos, yo puedo tener no solo 4 opciones. Claro, de las 4 solo una es la correcta, pero ¿y por qué? ¿Por qué mejor no hago que el alumno piense dándome su respuesta? Obviamente yo manejo este tema, ya tengo años de estarlo dando, pero yo quiero ver cómo es la comprensión de ustedes, que yo lo entendí así Quiero ver cómo lo entendés vos. Entonces, ahí sí quizás voy a pedir permiso, porque yo no creo, mis parciales no van a ser opción A, B, C, D. Es muy fácil eso es bien robotizado.
Estandarizado.
Exacto, o sea, tengo 4 respuestas. Es como que te ponga, ok, what is constructivist approach?
Ajá.
Opción A, B, C, D, y de esa solamente una es la correcta. Pero ¿por qué es la correcta? Solo porque el maestro lo dice. Ah, yo quiero que la correcta sea la letra B. Entonces, si nadie elige B, todos los demás están equivocados. ¿Y por qué? No, entonces yo ahí sí voy a pedir permiso. O sea, yo te voy a poner, ¿cuál es tu concepto? Teacher, ¿y por qué me lo puso malo? Pues sí, porque vos aquí me estás hablando de metodologías y me estás hablando de técnicas de utilizar Google Classroom. Yo no estoy hablando de eso. ¿Cuál es tu concepto? ¿Qué opinas acerca del Student Center en Constructivist? Entonces te pongo a pensar. Ah, ok, este cipote sí entendió. Entonces, yo sí quizás voy a pedir permiso porque mis preguntas de los parciales van a ser la mayoría, quizás la mayoría. What do you think about it?
No opinion.
According to we were discussing in class. What do you think, Anita? Do you remember the class? So, what's your opinion? What is the difference? ¿Cuál es la diferencia de, por ejemplo, Constructivist versus Montessori? Yo me acuerdo, teacher, que es eso, pero si yo te pongo A, B, C, no, hombre, no, señores, eso, no, hombre. Ojo, estoy hablando de mi materia, ¿ok? Yo respeto. Ya si en los otros parciales ustedes les ponen A, B, C, D, ¿verdad? Pero yo aquí, I'm not creating robots. I'm teaching humans. Thank you. Anything else, Anita?
No, I think only that.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Alessandra, please, what is the most relevant for you?
I was between two that my classmates said, but then I chose interactive learning. Why? Because it's very, very difficult to be in a classroom with just the teacher is giving all the knowledge, giving everything,
Yes.
and there is no interaction. And the interaction is necessary in everything. Why not in the classroom too? So, in that reason, I think if you should have the student have a question, an opinion, a point of view, it's important to take it into account. So for that reason, I think the interactive learning, because yes, they are building the knowledge, but how? With interaction.
Excellent. I like to communicate with my students. I really, really enjoy to ask about your opinions. I really enjoy to put under pressure to my students in a good way in order to participate in class, in order to create thinkers, not robots. I really like it. It is a really good way. And at the same time, you are not getting boring. So interactive learning is one of the best. Thank you so much. Next, please.
Okay.
Okay, Jackie.
The word that I choose is interactive learning because that means that in the classroom, the students are active students and mention that they work in groups, and that's good because they can make easier the work maybe, and they interacted with the peers, and also the teacher dialogue with the students. That is a good idea to learn because it is not poor, the students don't get boring because they always are interacting with the others.
Okay. Hey, can we have a good interactions with kindergarten at high school? Can we?
How?
Mhm.
Can you repeat the question, please?
For example, I'm going to change my question. Yeah, it's going to be the same, but I'm going to, yeah, for example, what's the difference to communicate? What's the difference to interactive learning at kindergarten level to compare with high school? Could you please give us two differences?
Okay. Kindergarten students are more, maybe they are more, they have more misbehavior, and with, for example, with adult students, it is difficult because they understand, they also have behavior, but I think it is different because a student, with kids students, you have to be different, even in the way how you talk with them, because they are kids.
For example, at kindergarten, your intonation is completely different at high school, right? Yes, muy bien, Jackie, excelente. Thank you so much. Who's missing? I think Irene and Mauri, right? Okay, please. Who's ready?
I already give my opinion.
Okay, excuse me, Irene, so just Mauricio is missing? Excellent.
Yes.
Thank you, Mauri. Please, what is the most relevant?
I think it's negotiation, because to have a negotiation, you need to make a dialogue. And also at the time you're doing a dialogue, to have a successful dialogue, you need to interact with the students. And at the same time, the students will be giving you opinions, suggestions, or their point of views. That's where we create a environment that focus on the student. And they can provide the interest and make a discussion about them. So I think negotiation can open the doors to have a good communication in the classroom. And the communication it's all about the language learner, I think, because that is the objective.
Yes, excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, Students Center. Esto está enfocado en los alumnos. Pilas con esta imagen, ¿ok? Aunque igual la clase está quedando grabada, usted la puede volver a ver. Pilas con esta imagen. Student Center. Number 1. What is focused on? Expect learning, collaboration, promotion, commitment to the student, incorporation or skills development, use of educational technology, and flexible proposal. Este es mi favorito, ya les voy a decir por qué. Flexible proposal. Look at this one. Expect learning. Hey, ¿qué espera usted que sus alumnos aprendan? Teacher Gabriela, ¿usted qué espera que sus alumnos de didáctica aprendan? Y yo quiero que aprendan muchas cosas, pero también que aprendan también a descubrir en qué son buenos ellos mismos. Esa es mi expectativa. Ok, yo les voy a enseñar de acuerdo a mi experiencia ya de 10 años en la docencia, pero y también vos me puedes enseñar a mí, porque las nuevas tecnologías, a todos los jóvenes les encanta la tecnología. So, ¿qué espero yo de ustedes? En este caso, que una colaboración en parejas. Yo te enseño, pero también usted de repente me puede decir, mire, teacher. Pero vamos a ver con el expect learning. Analytical thinkers. Responsible individuals. El analytical thinker, usted ya sabe, es lo que usted es conmigo en clases. Usted es una persona analítica, usted es una persona que analiza. Usted es una persona que no, en este caso, solo va de, la teacher dice que es rojo, démosle todo rojo. No, hombre. Analicemos con nuestros alumnos. Aunque le den kindergarten un día, analice por medio de otros tipos de dinámicas. Yo en mi forma personal, sí, quizás con kindergarten no tengo tanta experiencia porque yo ya les he dicho, ese no es mi medio. Pero analytical thinkers, haga que el alumno piense, hombre. Haga que el alumno participe. Responsible individuals, no le dé todo al alumno. Porque ya lo voy a poner a discutir esta metodología. Porque si solo yo me pongo a hablar, usted no va a entender. Entonces, no le dé todo al alumno. Ok, aquí está este material. ¿Qué podemos hacer con este material? ¿Qué se te ocurre? Responsible individuals. Aquí está la tarea y aquí está el link donde van a encontrar la información. Eso no es responsible individuals. Aquí está la tarea. Según lo que vimos en clase, vamos a hacer esto. So, responsible individuals. Expected learning, analytical, que piensen, que analicen. Expected learning, responsible individuals. Ok, ya analizaste. Ahora, de aquí para allá, vos solito. Collaboration promotion. Collaboration. Collaboration promotion. See students working together. Enséñale a sus alumnos que él o ella no es el perfecto, no es el mejor, que yo sé más, yo hablo mejor el inglés que vos. O sea, vos hablas bien el inglés, pero yo lo escribo mejor. See students working together. Póngalos a trabajar en grupo. Enséñeles lo que es la colaboración en grupo. Enséñeles a trabajar en equipo. ¿Por qué? Porque el día de mañana ellos, cuando vayan a trabajar, él no va a poder decir, uy, no, pero es que yo no quiero trabajar con ella. No, te toca, te toca. No, pero es que yo en el colegio trabajaba solo. No, pero es que aquí no se trabaja de esa forma. See students working together. Ok, como la tarea que les he dejado de la presentación del miércoles. Hagan parejas. ¿Qué hice yo? Elijan ustedes con quién trabajar. Primero, yo los dejé, ok, elijan con quién trabajar. Ok, vamos a ver cómo trabajan en pareja. Pero no toda la vida van a ser las mismas parejas. Para la siguiente, yo voy a elegir. ¿Por qué? Porque yo tengo que enseñar a usted a trabajar con todo. Es que yo con él me llevo bien porque fíjate que nos conocen. No. Primero que ellos hagan, les encantan a los alumnos cuando la maestra les dice, ok, ustedes elijan su grupo. Salen todos con la chera, ¿verdad? No. Ok, está bien, véalos trabajar en grupo, pero a la segunda usted elija con quién. Ok, ahora te vas a ir con este. Pero es que yo no me interesa. Te vas a ir con este. Respetando, ¿verdad? Porque siempre está el alumno que no hace nada. Estoy respetando. O sea, si este no hizo nada, no tiene nota. Simple, así soy yo. Pero es que Alessandra y Anita se fueron juntas, pero Alessandra no trabajó. Alessandra no tiene nota, simple. No trabajó. Entonces, enseñémonos a los alumnos a trabajar. Commitment. I like it. Commitment to students. Parents, teacher, and students must, se supone, must combine efforts for child to reach his or her potential. Ay, Dios. En la universidad no se da este problema porque yo no me tengo que entender con su papá, vea. Usted ya está grande. Pero desde kindergarten hasta high school, es un trabajo, se supone que debe ser un trabajo en equipo. Parents, teachers, and students. ¿Por qué no dice students, teachers, and parents? ¿O por qué no dice teachers, parents, students? O viceversa. Porque ¿dónde es la primera escuela? What is the first school? Your house. Yes, at home. Perfect, thank you. Entonces, primero empiezan los papás. Porque usted no le va a criar al hijo, ¿verdad? Usted no le va, sí, usted lo va a educar, pero no lo va a criar. So, the first school is our home, como dijo Anita. Our home, yes. The second, the school. So, parents and teachers, we have to have a very good communication with the parents. Not friendly communication. No. Parents and teachers, and then the students. Must combine effort. Hey, okay, I'm the teacher. You are the parent. So, would you please help me to do or help me to create a good environment between parents, teacher, and students? Efforts, combinar los esfuerzos in order to reach his or her potential. Ahí les traigo un video bien interesante, ya lo van a ver. Incorporation skills, seguimos siempre. Student centers incorporation skills. Look at this one. Develop critical thinking skills. The second, encourage creativity. Develop, descubra para qué son buenos sus alumnos. Descubra, por ejemplo, cuando usted vaya a hacer un open house, cuando usted vaya a hacer un spelling bee, cuando usted vaya a hacer cualquier tipo de actividad en su institución, develop critical thinking skills. Vea quién es bueno. Siempre hay un líder. Vea cuáles son las habilidades. Nunca se vaya a cargar usted solo. Por ejemplo, en mi caso, cuando yo preparaba open house, y era un gran trabajo, pero a mí me encantaba. Primero teníamos que buscar el maestro de ceremonia. Busque quiénes son los buenos oradores ahí en su salón. Después teníamos que presentar un performance. A las niñas les encanta bailar. Ok, escoja las que tienen las habilidades. Después teníamos que buscar quién decorara. Igual, busque quiénes son los alumnos que son buenos. Entonces, develop critical thinking skills. Todos sus alumnos tienen skills. Y yo hasta DJs tenía en los salones, que eran los que me ponían la música. Entonces, developed. Encourage creativity. Ya les he dicho eso y todo el ciclo les voy a aburrir con lo mismo. Explote la creatividad, déjelo ser. Ok, yo te doy el tema y ahí mira vos cómo lo haces y cómo te sentís mejor. Encourage creativity. Recuerden, todos nuestros alumnos tienen habilidades. Vamos con skill develop. Se parece un poco. Improve productivity. Ok. Vos tenés esta habilidad. Vamos a hacer esto. Una productividad. Y créanme, van a llegar a tener 300 alumnos, pero los van a llegar a conocer a cada uno pero tan bien. Entonces, improve, mejoremos. Ya hicimos esto, el otro año lo vamos a hacer de esa forma para que quede mejor. Productividad. Use educational, ay Dios, esta, más ahora en pandemia. Use educational technology. Y yo aquí tengo las que yo más he utilizado. Kahoot, Google Drive, me encanta Google Drive. Fácil de manejar y hay un montón de cosas para hacer. Schoology, otra plataforma, mejor que Moodle. Bueno, Moodle creo que le dicen ahí en la institución. Use Educational Technology. Use la tecnología para enseñar. Vaya, por ejemplo, yo toda la vida les voy a poner videos de los temas. Toda la vida, porque puede ser que viendo videos usted puede ser como yo, que son más visual. Usted a mí me pone un video explicándome un tema, se lo agarro en el aire. Deme una diapositiva y me pongo a leer. Me tocaría volver a leer 2 o 3, 4, 10 veces. Entonces, use our educational technology. Tenemos que aprender a cuáles son las herramientas que hay ahora en la tecnología. Yo lastimosamente en lo que sí me he quedado desfasada es en PowerPoint. No, si usted me dice, mire, ahí está, ¿cómo es que se llama? Esta se me olvidó, pero yo veo que hay otras diapositivas, otras herramientas parecidas a PowerPoint. No, yo ahí sí me quedé amando PowerPoint. Pero usted puede utilizar otras. Yo trato la manera de poner ahí coloritos y que no sé qué, pero sí, Educational Technology. Señores, de aquí para adelante todo va a ser pura tecnología. flexible proposal. Ese les decía que me gustaba. ¿Por qué? Quality time. Ok. Vaya, cipotes, aquí está en este ejercicio, les voy a dar 1 hora. ¿Y por qué tanto? En lo que me voy a echar un café, ustedes háganlo. ¿Y por qué tanto? Quality time. ¿Se ha fijado que yo siempre le doy, hasta para cuando van a participar, 5, 4, 3, hasta para eso les doy tiempo? Entonces, trabajemos en base al tiempo. ¿Por qué? Al menos, no es que uno sea organizado, sino que trabajar bajo tiempo es como más estructurada una clase. Imagínense que yo llevo toda la mañana con ustedes y yo le decía a una compañera, los lunes yo tengo clases toda la mañana con el mismo grupo. Yo en mi forma personal, no sé usted, yo no siento el tiempo. Ya tipo 11:30, así ya voy, ya hasta yo me siento ya cansada, ¿verdad? Pero I don't feel the time. Y tenemos que darle un espacio al alumno. Quality time. Ok, aquí está este ejercicio, te doy tantos minutos para hacerlo. Ok, a veces ya participaste, tómate un pequeño descanso, pues. Así como les he dicho a usted, ok, thanks for your participation. Now take a very little rest. Take a rest. Ok, tómate un descanso en lo que yo sigo hablando con tus compañeros. Entonces, esa palabra, tómate un descanso, es como que, ay, ¿ya? Que, o sea, créanme que todo es psicológico y todo ayuda. Quality time. Vamos con la segunda, me encanta. Effective homeworks. Yo les he dicho a ustedes, o no sé si a ustedes se los dije, o no sé si fue al otro grupo. Las tareas que yo les voy a dejar risa le van a dar a usted. ¿Por qué? Effective homeworks. Un effective homework no es la homework que usted va a pasarse desvelando hasta las 3 de la mañana. Si yo lo pongo usted con una homework y son las 2 de la mañana, no, ya a esa hora usted no trabaja bien, es mentira. Nuestro cerebro, por eso dice son 8 horas de descanso, nuestro cerebro no está capacitado. Y cuando digo no está es porque al futuro vienen las consecuencias. Effective homework. Ok, primero, objetivo. ¿Cuál es el objetivo de esa tarea? ¿Qué es lo que usted quiere que el alumno haga? ¿Por qué? Por ejemplo, en este caso, la que les he dejado para el día miércoles, que es una presentación en pareja. Punto número 1. ¿Qué es lo que yo quiero con esa tarea? Punto número 1, que aprenda a trabajar en parejas, en grupos. Punto número 2, que aprenda a trabajar en orden. La teacher dijo que vos hacías esto y yo voy a hacer esto. ¿Por qué? Porque el día de mañana no, es que fíjate que a él le tocaba, no es que a mí no me tocaba, yo te dije que vos lo hicieras. No, pero no te acuerdas que después dije, no. Entonces, effective homeworks. Ahí va a aprender a trabajar usted en este caso con roles. Número 3, es una forma para que usted ponga a trabajar a sus alumnos de una forma, no sé, hasta divertida podría ser. Número 4, 10 minutos máximo. Si la maestra soy yo, no son ustedes. Ok, hoy no vamos a tardar, no hombre. O sea, 10 minutos de calidad, usted me va a dar un tema a mí. En 10 minutos. Claro, porque es una presentación, ¿va? Pero estuviéramos en clase, o sea, pero como no es una clase normal, porque la maestra soy yo. 10 minutos, effective homework. Yo no quiero que usted, el alumno, me dé toda la clase, ¿no? Y al final, ¿qué? ¿Ve? Un par de preguntas. Pum, etcétera. Y punto. Cumplimos. Con la homework de mañana, igual, 3 preguntitas. ¿Para qué? Ok, aquí están las 20. No, hombre, 3 preguntitas claves. Pum, ya, miren, ahí estamos. Effective homeworks. Student Center. Ok, esta es mi piocha como maestro. Este es un tipo de metodología. Y mire todo lo que se puede hacer. Analytical, responsible, working, combined efforts, critical thinking, creativity, productivity, technology, and time. Students Center. Ok. This is my explanation. Esta es mi explicación. Esta es la forma en cómo yo lo aprendí. Pero ahora quiero saber cómo mis maestros lo aprendieron. Student Center. Ok. So, you are going to do this one as an individual. You are going to choose only one. Usted va a elegir del Student Center, va a elegir solamente un tema. Expect learning, collaboration promotion, commitment to students, incorporation of skills developed, use education technology, flexible proposal. Choose only one and tell me What did you understand about a student center? ¿Qué entendió en general? Y de ahí me explica uno. Ahora bien, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Tengo 7. No se pueden repetir. Así es que si va a elegir uno ahorita, elíjalo o se lo van a quitar.
I want use of educational technology.
Educational technology es de Irene. Thank you.
Skill development.
Ok, wait.
Mine.
Anita. Me voy con Anita porque fue la primera que activó el micrófono. Ok.
Okay.
Anita.
Incorporation of skills.
I'm sorry.
No, don't worry.
Okay, please, one more time, Anita.
Skill development.
Skills development. Okay, thank you. Skill development es de Anita. Okay, yes, please, next.
Incorporation of
Collaboration,
skills.
promotion.
Alessandra? Yes?
Incorporation of skills. Yes.
Incorporations. Okay, our skills. Thank you. Ese es de Alessandra. Jackie.
Collaboration, promotion.
Collaboration promotion. Okay, ese es de Jackie. Who's missing? Mauri?
Yes.
Okay, choose one.
Use of the educational technology.
Ya está, hijo. Use of educational technology. Ya está. Te queda flexible proposal, expect learning, si no me equivoco. Yes.
Flexible proposal.
Flexible proposal. Ok, señores, para esta pequeña dinámica les voy a dar, son las 10:44. 11. ¿Les parece? ¿15 minutos? ¿O es mucho? 15 minutes? 5, 4, 3.
It's okay.
It's okay. Excelente, thank you. Ok, señores, 10:44. Sí. 11 de la mañana, inicio con volunteers. Number one, you have to give us your critical analysis. Primero su crítica. ¿Cómo usted lo analiza? Esta primera metodología, Student Center. And then you are going to explain your topic. Y ahí usted me explica una de las bases del Student Center.
When you say explain, for example, in my case, incorporation of skills, is that I investigate, I understand, or
For example, first, you are going to tell me what do you understand about students in a general information, okay? And then you are going to explain to me your skill or your topic in this case. Quiero saber qué entendió del Student Center. Y de ahí usted explica el tema que eligió.
But can I investigate more or just like you gave?
No, my goodness. Whatever you want, okay?
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you
please,
so
go
much.
ahead. Yes, open mind, please, open mind. 5 minutes left. 5 minutes. Okay, 60 seconds. Are you ready, guys? Or do you need more time?
I am ready.
Perfect. Thank you, Jackie. I'm going to start with you. Okay. Could you give us, please, your opinion?
Here's my opinion about the method, right?
Yes, please.
Okay. I was analyzed about this method and I think that is a great method. nowadays, of course, because after its name said student center. So in this method, students are the authors and the actors. They have an important role in the classroom, right? They in this method can improve themselves because they can improve in how they think. They can become a very good thinkers. They can improve in their skills and everything. They can work together. They can learn to work together because some students are work alone. So the teacher can help them how work together because they all have different abilities and they can combine that kind of abilities to do a very good homework, for example. And because it is a flexible method and it has a lot of advantage. So I chose the collaboration promotion, and I'm going to explain how I interpret this point. Okay.
Excelente. Pausa. Me encantó la forma en cómo vas a iniciar el segundo punto. Muy ordenado. Excelente. Continue, please.
Okay, collaboration promotion. Sorry, give me a moment because it is.
Yes, don't worry, don't worry. I know we are in virtual classes. Don't worry.
Okay, in this part, the teacher can look at students working together because we know that we have all different abilities, and in this point we can join that kind of abilities to do a better job. So, for example, as a teacher, I can say, okay, students, I need you form groups, and I can say also I'm going to form some groups, and I can form, okay? But the problem is that some students don't like work together, but they don't see the advantage that working together with another person, because probably I can say, okay, students, I need you make a poster, for example, and probably I can write down in a piece of paper, but my classmate, she can do it very well. So that is an advantage because I use her ability in order to achieve something. That is a good for how we can learn. For example, she can teach me how can I do this, and I can learn of my classmates, and they can learn of me. So it is a great point because it's a collaboration, a group of people working together like ants, and in order to achieve something that it is
we always have an objective. Siempre tenemos que tener un objetivo del por qué. Why? I'm going to do this one. Yes.
Yeah, and we learn together, and we I don't know how can I say, sacamos provecho de nuestras habilidades.
Yes, we can take it into account our abilities too.
Yeah, and that it is a good for how we learn too in groups. That is my point of view.
And it's a really nice point of view. Excellent. ¿Se entendió el Student Center? Yes, Jackie?
Yes.
Yes, eso es lo que me encanta. O sea, es bonito. Vamos a leer mucho en didáctica, pero yo voy a tratar la manera de mezclar con su participación, porque así es como en ese caso se nos van a ir quedando los conceptos, porque Yo no lo voy a mandar, ok, chicos, aquí está, Student Center, memoricen todo lo que, no, sino que en este caso, ok, leamos un poquito, desglosemos todo, ahora dame tu opinión, ¿cómo lo entendiste vos? Ok, thank you so much, Jackie. Volunteer, please. Who's next?
Me,
Y
Okay, Irene number 1, Mauricio number 2, Alessandra number 3. Okay, Irene, please, go ahead.
well, I'm going to give my personal opinion about a student center, and I should say that it is focused on what the students are doing. For example, the teacher manage the situation in the classroom, and the teacher let his students choose what they want, what they are interested about. For example, they choose a topic relate to the class, and they were in group, and they are doing different activity. They are the students are working together, and the teacher try to manage the situation, and in and the student um, feel free into the classroom. They move around, they are doing the activity, and they understand what the teacher wants they achieve. And for example, I am going to give this example. In that case, that for example, the teacher told us that which which topic relate to the student center we wanted. So we choose what we want, and then uh, she gave 10 minutes or for 15, I remember, and we prepare what we want to say, and then
Like a discussion,
yeah,
giving
so
opinions.
so that's why the name says the student center, because the students choose what they want to talk about, what they want, uh, are interested in something, but everything is related to the class, and the teacher manage the situation. Wow. About use of educational technology, as we know, that is really important. I remember that we were in quarantine, and I remember and I heard that many teachers couldn't teach the classes online because many of them couldn't use the technology. And I remember that
Yes.
many of them start to receive classes about some courses. For example, classroom. They couldn't use the classroom, and they couldn't evaluate their student. For example, nowadays, it is really necessary how to use the technology, because when we are in class face to face, the teacher use some page to evaluate the students, and they keep some page to pass the exam. But in this case, online, the teacher can evaluate the student. For example, with tests, with many tools that we can manage, but for that reason it is necessary how to use each tools, because nowadays online way the classes are interesting, but it depends on the teacher.
Yes,
Because
it is.
if the teacher use all the tools, if the teacher want to learn how to use the different The different apps, for example, we have Zoom, we have Meet, we have different apps that we can use. But I, as a student, I can say I couldn't use, but now I can. And a teacher should try to learn how to use it, And the teacher can evaluate the student and can prepare very well the classes, but it depends if the teacher try to use a different strategy to teach.
Yes, excellent. Really nice, Irene. Really nice. I like it. So, speechless, no words. Me robaste todas las ideas, hija. Excellent, thank you. Really nice. Wow, y eso que no, ni siquiera llevamos un mes juntos, señores. Muy bien. Really nice job. Thank you so much. Next. Who's the second, please? No, yes. Okay, Mauricio, please. Go ahead.
Okay. The student-centered approach means that we're going to point the learning to the student. Okay. I get this thought.
Okay.
Okay. According to my ideas, I think the student-centered approach it's learning made by the students and for the students. I mean, the student needs to put effort in discussing with classmates in the classroom where they share ideas, opinions, point of views. And us as a teacher, we're going to evaluate and serve as a leader, making moderation in the ideas, making sure they're doing what they should do, but not saying to them that they need to do this in this way, in this manner, yes or yes. No, we give them freedom to make choices. And I chose flexible proposal. And it has two parts: quality of time and effective homeworks. Okay. When it says quality of time, I think it's related to how as a teacher at that time we need to make an agenda and a schedule, make sure that the activities don't overlap, and also take into account some technical issues, some problem with the students, and measuring the time that each student takes to participate, because we can't let just one student speaking. We need to make the others have their own chance to share their opinions. And also we have effective homeworks. I think it is necessary in the in when we're speaking about giving homeworks, we're saying that we need to give meaningful homeworks. For example, not just give them a bunch of to doing in home. And we usually can and something that can share in classroom, but they can prepare in home. For example, the expositions, discussion. We can make activities like watch a series, but the opinions and the and all that will be in the class, and they will share it with classmates. We usually see that the teacher gives homework, and each student made their part in home, and they just present it to the teacher, but they don't share opinions. They don't have a dialogue with kids. They just are very individualist. So we need to change this, I think. Also, we need to give homeworks that where the parents can participate under certain point. For example, a parent can give instructions to the students to make I don't know, for example, a croquis and a painting. Also, they can make costumes for the students to participate in a drama, and also taking the time to provide the student the of the enough okay, I'm a little nervous.
My goodness, you are doing really good.
Okay. I lost my ideas. Okay, the thing is that the quality of the time is that make sure the time is taken as it should be. And the effective homeworks is give homeworks that really will help to the student and make them participate all together.
A. Homeworks to help my students. I like it. O sea, ¿esa tarea para qué? Vaya, o sea, yo les voy a dejar a ustedes tareas cortas, pero eso, tareas cortas solo para qué? Objetivo, que practiquen un poquito más aparte. So, yes, make homeworks to help students. Really nice. Thank you. So, anything else, Mauri, or that's all?
That's all.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Really nice. Yo no sé por qué Mauri dice, no sé si ser maestro. Si tenés la madera, hijo, ya te de ver una institución. Okay, thank you. Let's see. Alessandra, are you ready?
Yes, of
Creo que
course.
Anita tuvo problema. Always. Excellent. Ay, viene Anita, ve. Ajá, yo hablé.
Yes,
Mira,
it's connected.
excellent. Yes, thank you. Excellent. So, please, Alessandra, go ahead.
Okay. My classmates have already explained everything, but I think that we have to be clear everything every time that we are going to teach that the center of the classroom, the center of the teaching process is the student. Always. The objective or the principle in that method is the center is student. Okay, so this point have already said we are going to continue. The student, we don't have just one student, right? In our classroom, we have around 20, 30, or 50 students, and they are very, very different. Every single student is different. Okay, so we have to explore and discover what is the difference between one and another and what is the similar, because we have to include everything but for the class. And the student center is very, very interesting because he applies that we don't have to use my needs, my necessities, my contents, my level. No. You have to think in the necessities, needs, or lacks that my students have. And that is something that every teacher has to be clear in their mind, because sometimes we heard that the teachers, I can't do that because I think no, because my students need that. I think that it is better for my student, not for me. I am the teacher. Another point is that I am the teacher, but I am not perfect and I am not the highest person in the world. I like that term that my point, that I read said, we are veteran students. So, because we have learned a lot, but we are not learned at all. So, we have to transmit this this thought to the students, because sometimes the students don't have the confidence because they think that because the teachers have already said that I am perfect, I am the highest, you have to follow my example. And the teachers feel like, I am not perfect like him. So
the
first of
students.
all, the students, yes.
Yeah.
So first, we have to be clear in that we aren't perfect for them. We are in the level to them. Learning is a process that we are going to use, and because it's an interaction, we are going to learning together. That is another point. The other point is that okay, you have to omit the answers like you need it for the test, or you need this because it's important, or just because I said. You have sometimes in the classroom we think that not everything is for the test or everything is for pass the subject. It needs that isn't true. It's not for the test, it's not for pass the exam, it's not for pass the grade, it's for learning. And you have to be clear that everything is just for their learning. And in the process, we are going to discover the skills, abilities, and we have to encourage that. And then last one point that I like is believe in our students. They have to feel like you trust in them, because remember, for example, in third grade, they have 2 years before with experience. They have to feel that these 2 years before has been an experience for them. And in this moment, you can trust in them for being leaders, for being someone that can help others, because this feels like they are progressing. So the student central in a resume is that my characteristic incorporation of the skills. The first one, develop critical thinking skills. You always have to include activities, topic, discussion that make your students thinking and thinking a lot. That they don't have to think, yes, that is true because my teacher said, that is true because they told me that is true. No, I think that is like that because I believe, or I think because I thought, because they have to think.
Or as I said before, okay, the question is, and you have 4 options.
Exactly. Give alternative options.
Yes,
exactly.
choose one. Choose one, but you have to choose my option because my option is the best. So I have 4, but always teacher's option is going to be the best. Okay, for example, there are many situations. For example, in a mathematic parcial, yes, ahí sí creo que aplica, okay, no, pero a mí me dan ganas de elegir aquí me sale 40, pero, o sea, estoy hablando no, como, pues no me vayan a malentender que la teacher dice, no, estoy hablando que hay momentos, como en este caso, en este tipo de temas, que ustedes pueden dar sus opiniones. Aquí sí. Pero hay parciales que no, o sea, hay parciales donde usted tiene que elegir la respuesta que es. ¿Por qué? Porque no hay otra. Okay.
Yes, and that always could be a right answer, but even they have to think, they have to say why. The thing is that they have to think in that. They have to explore the universe in the reality. And the last one, encourage creativity. I liked a lot because I found something about it. And sometimes we think, este bicho que se lo pasa a la computadora. But you don't know what is he doing. And sometimes they are developing their skills, because the skill is not the same like me or like another students. And I read that this kind of skills that they have, you have to encourage. When you see that someone is is capable to the social media, the technology, you have to encourage that and try to at these skills, try to incorporate in the classroom, in activities, in homeworks, because he has to know that is always important in the reality life. Because sometimes the parents say that it's done, that is important for the life, that is important for the world, and the students just have to be encouraged in something. I am not talking about everything because there are some things that are not skills, but if you found some students that have a different skills, don't say that is not important. Try to incorporate and see what can you do for him. So that's my point. Thank you.
Okay, excellent, really nice. Thank you so much. A student center, as you said, okay, you were talking about learning process, effective, quality time, yes. Y eso que solamente hemos visto un tipo de metodología. Con estos temas voy a ir bien despacio, porque son 5. Pero yo sé que en el Student Center ya hemos entendido de manera general. Sí, quizás la va a tener que dar usted otra leidita o qué sé yo. Pero igual, la clase queda grabada también. Pero Student Center, ok, básicamente esto está enfocado en el alumno. Ok, my dearest students, do you have any questions about the first method? Or everything is clear? 5, 4, 3, 2, no question? Okay. A student center and constructivist approach. Este es el segundo. Solamente vamos a ver 2. El que acabamos de pasar, que es el student center, y ahora lo vamos a ver con el constructivist approach. So, let's see. Irene Canales, can you help me to read the information, please?
Sure. A student-centered constructivist approach. A constructive student-centered approach places more focus on student learning than on teachers teaching. A traditional perspective focuses more on teaching. From a constructive view, knowing occurs by a process of construction by the knower.
Perfect, thank you so much. I got a video related with this topic. Could you please, my dearest students, before to watch, les voy a mandar este link cuando termine la clase. Se los voy a mandar a la plataforma. List of teaching methods. Ok, vamos a leer un poquito antes de pasar al segundo, que es Student Centered Constructivist Approach. Vamos a leer un poquito. Tengo el primero, que es el Teacher Center. Tengo el segundo, que es Student Centered Constructivist Approach. Tengo en este caso el siguiente, que es Project Based Learning. Tengo el 4, que es Montessori, y tengo el 5, que es Inquiry Based Learning, Flipped Classroom, Cooperative Learning. Personalized Education. Okay, look at this one. What is the best method of teaching? Yo me voy a basar, señores, en estos 5. Yo me voy a basar aquí. Aquí hemos leído 7, pero en realidad los 5 básicos son estos. Así que no se preocupen, yo me voy a basar en estos. Pero quiero que por favor observe, esto. Regáleme 10 segundos. Ok, perdón, creo. Ya casi me quedaba sin carga. Ok. What is the best method of teaching? There is not best method of teaching. However, some methods do prove to be more effective. Ok, sí, no existe el mejor método, pero sí algunos son más efectivos que otros. Many researchers today agree that including more student-centered learning approach to this classroom can improve learning. Using only a teacher-centered approach leaves out many skills and learning opportunities for students. Yet, there may still be a space for teacher-centered learning for some specific topics. And learning objectives. However, teacher-centered learning shouldn't be the only strategy in your teacher toolbox. Acostúmbrense a tratar la manera de buscar diferentes tipos de metodologías. Eso ustedes lo van a aprender conforme la experiencia. Ya se los he dicho, en mi caso yo utilizo un método muy distinto con ustedes porque son universitarios y es muy distinto el método que utilizo yo en mi academia. ¿Por qué? Ya se los he dicho, ustedes están estudiando para ser profesionales y los alumnos de academia simple y sencillamente porque quieren aprender un idioma, pero no porque lo van a desarrollar en una forma profesional. So, learning shouldn't be only a strategy in your teacher toolbox. The bottom line is that each teacher needs to find a teaching style. Este teaching style. Usted lo va a desarrollar conforme los años. El teaching styles. Usted se va a graduar de la universidad, pero no es porque ya usted se considere el mejor. It's a process. It's about experience. Teaching style. Uy, eso se va adquiriendo conforme va pasando el tiempo. ¿Por qué? Maybe you are going to work on that way on 2022, but maybe for the next, you are going to use another way because you want to improve by yourself as a teacher, or maybe because you went taking a diploma and you learn new tools, you learn and you acquire more abilities. The teaching styles is based on your experience. Okay, usted tiene este estilo, pero you want to use the same style every year. Uy, no, qué aburrido sería. Get boring for you. Okay, like a routine. Trate de que su trabajo no sea una rutina. O sea, busque un estilo. No es que va a cambiar, ok, esta semana lo voy a hacer así, la otra así. Sí. Si usted cree que es mejor, let's do it. Let's do it. But the teaching style. Each teacher needs to find a teaching style that fits their personality. No se base solo en el alumno, en sus necesidades. Teachers have necessities too. Fits their personality. An effective teacher, me encanta, miren. An effective teacher. Ay, maestros, hay un montón. Y todos los años se gradúan maestros. But, effective? ¿Pero efectivos? ¿Cuántos coladores podríamos poner? An effective teacher is passionate. Que le apasione su trabajo. Ay, Dios mío, hoy voy con la sección. Ay, no, hombre. Que le apasione su trabajo. Busque herramientas que le ayuden primero a usted. ¿Se imaginan si yo de las 7:10 estuviera solo yo hablando? No, hombre, todos estuvieran dormidos ya. No hubiéramos aprendido nada. No, hombre. Teaching others. For me, it's not a job. It's a vocation. Yes, it's my job. I respect. I have a schedule, etc. But it's a vocation. I really love to teach others. An effective teacher is a passionate teacher who is confident in what they're doing. Confident. Believe in yourself. Como decía Eli, es que a veces la gente dice que es ego. No, hombre, no es ego. O sea, vos sos una persona preparada. Vos valés. Estás estudiando. tú vales, no más que los demás. Estoy hablando del conocimiento. Ah, que yo soy mejor porque tengo un título. Jamás. Hay gente que es más educada y no ha ido a la escuela. No estoy hablando de eso. Estoy hablando de que, hey, believe in yourself. Feel proud about who you are. Siéntase orgulloso de quién es. No todos tienen la oportunidad de estudiar una carrera. Y no todos tienen la oportunidad de culminarla. So, confident in what they're doing. Hey, hoy voy a hacer esto. Haga que sus alumnos lo respeten. Ok, yo te escucho, siempre te voy a escuchar, but I'm the teacher, pero yo soy aquí el maestro. So, if any of the strategies on this list of teaching methods intrigue you, why not look into a bit more? Hey, nunca deje de aprender. Look into a bit more. Look for more information. Get diplomas. Get an extra degree. You might discover a new method. Hey, ¿quién quita que el día de mañana salga ahí el nombre de Mauricio Amaya, descubriendo un nuevo método para la enseñanza? ¿Quién quita que ya que invente un nuevo método? Alessandra o Irene o Anita que tuvo problemas de Inter o Eli que me pidió permiso para esta clase. You might discover a new method. Ok, Montessori es un excelente método, después lo vamos a ver. Pero it's not a perfect. Maybe you got a better option. Discover a new method that motivates your students. Ay, no, vamos con la clase de la licenciada Gabriela Cel. Ay, no, hombre. Mejor que diga, hey, miren, vamos con la teacher Irene. A mí me llegan las clases de ella porque ella siempre pone videos, ella siempre nos pregunta, ella siempre... Yes. A new method that motivates your students. And improves. Y que mejore siempre su... And improves their learning. And your teaching experience. Yo tengo 10 años en la docencia, ya se los he dicho muchas veces, but I never stop learning. I never stop learning. Y créanme que si tuviera tiempo me metiera en un montón de cosas que me quiero meter, pero I don't have time. I don't have time. But the teaching methods. I'm going to share this link. Les voy a compartir este link para que ustedes se den una leidita. Para que ustedes se den una leidita en este caso. Porque este es un link bien interesante. Ok, estamos acá. Student-centered constructivist approach. Let's see, I'm going to ask to... Jackie, could you please turn on your audio and help me to read the information? Aquí vamos a leer, en esta materia vamos a leer, la verdad. Okay, Jackie, thank you.
Okay. A student-centered constructivist approach. Many of the teaching methods and strategies on this list are considered student-centered or constructivist. In simple terms, it turns the focus on students rather than only on the teacher. In this approach, children may sit in small groups, access centers, and possibly move about the classroom freely. Children play a more active role in their learning and may even help choose the topics they learn about. To avoid behavior problems, teachers must lay a lot of work in a student-centered classroom. Typically, it involves instilling a sense of responsibility in students. In addition, students must learn internal motivation, although sometimes challenging to achieve this quality of responsibility and intrinsic motivation also builds self-confidence and instill a lifelong love of learning in students. The student-centered approach can be difficult for teachers to master or perfect. However, the results and outcomes can be very positive when the approach is effectively employed.
Excellent. Thank you so much. In addition, students must learn internal motivation. ¿Sabían ustedes que a veces ni los mismos papás creen en los alumnos? Cuando usted le dice al papá, mire, su hijo sacó 8 en matemática. No, hombre. Ha de haber copiado. Mire, una vez, así, paréntesis. Una vez teníamos un alumno que era bien tremendo, era súper inteligente, pero era tremendo, era malcriado con sus papás y bueno, un carácter súper fuerte y el niño apenas iba a octavo. Entonces a este niño, la primera vez que entregamos boletas, el carácter por el suelo, el niño tremendo, etc. Pero la primera vez que entregamos boletas, el niño sacó, creo que la nota mínima fue 9. ¿Y saben cuál fue el comentario del papá? Ha de haber copiado, dijo. Y lo peor que lo dijo enfrente del niño. O sea, yo digo, todo viene desde casa. Todo viene desde casa. Usted se va a encontrar con alumnos que los papás son muy buenos. Usted va a encontrar al papá pendiente de todo, al papá que está encima, que está preguntando, pero también va a encontrar papás que no creen en sus hijos. No, hombre, no le creo. No, hombre, si este bicho viera, si este bicho no hace nada, que no sé. Y lo peor que a veces lo dicen enfrente de los alumnos. Entonces, ¿qué se hace con ese tipo de gente? Obviamente ya les he dicho, no se entrometan en los problemas familiares, pero siempre el 99% de cuando los alumnos actúan de esa forma, siempre el problema viene desde casa. Nunca es que usted como maestro caiga mal. Es que yo le caigo mal y por eso se porta así. No. Es que usted es el teacher y ellos lo entienden. Usted no es su mamá, no es su papá, no es el hermano mayor ni la hermana mayor. Siempre que un alumno tiene ese tipo de comportamiento es porque viene de la casa. Y tal cual, exacto. Y lo típico, la mamá se separó del papá porque el papá, pues no sé, tomaba, etcétera. Y la mamá llevó a otra persona a la casa. Entonces el niño es un varoncito que ya se puso triste porque sus papás se separaron y le sumamos que le presentamos otra figura al niño. Entonces, obviamente, ¿verdad? Obviamente. Aparte de que al niño lo maltrataban, etcétera. Entonces, se va a topar con un montón de casos. Y hay papás que son bien tontos. ¿Cómo así, teacher? Este mismo papá que no cree en su hijo, cuando es la forma de castigarlo, ¿sabían una vez que tengo entendido, bueno, nos contó el niño y después el papá pues lo confirmó? Uno de los castigos que él le puso una vez fue que el niño no aguantó las ganas de ir al baño y se hizo pipí. El papá lo que hizo fue que en el mismo pipí lo hincó. El niño no llegó contando. O sea, ¿creen ustedes que es un castigo ese? Obviamente no es un castigo. Mandaron a llamar al papá, casi se lo llevan preso porque créanme que hasta la directora quería poner una denuncia porque no es la forma. Y es el mismo papá que les digo que cuando el niño salió muy bien en las notas fue el que mismo que en frente de él dijo, de haber copiado, dijo. Entonces, imagínense ese cipote, si lo van dejando así, ¿qué tipo de adulto va a ser para la sociedad en un futuro? Ahora bien, usted como maestro puede ayudar, claro que puede ayudar. Lastimosamente nosotros nunca podemos ayudar al 100% porque por más que usted aconseje al alumno, el consejo va a quedar, pero ahí todo depende del papá. Entonces, el Student Center y el Constructivist. El estudiante es el centro, por ahí alguien dijo, los estudiantes son el centro. Ok. Y el constructivismo viene de construir, working together. El triángulo, ¿verdad? Parents, teachers, students. Quiero que vea un video, por favor. Ok. Simpson. Vamos a ver cuál es el concepto de constructivismo según los Simpsons. Quiero que preste atención and then be ready to discuss.
Mr. Skinner, Dr. Pryor is here to see you. He says it's urgent.
Send him in. Mr. and Mrs. Simpson, this is our district psychiatrist, Dr. J. Lauren Pryor.
What do we need a psychiatrist for? We know our kid is nuts.
Oh, on the contrary, I have some very exciting news for all of us. This aptitude test we administered this morning has revealed that the young Bart here is what we call a gifted child.
A what?
Your son is a genius, Mr. Simpson.
Bart? This lunkhead?
Impossible.
No, we're quite certain. The child is not supposed to know his own IQ, of course, but you can see it's beyond the range of any doubt.
912?
No, you have it upside down. It's 216.
Oh.
That's still amazingly high. Tell me, Bart, are you ever bored in school?
Oh, you bet.
Mm-hmm. Ever feel a little frustrated?
All the time, sir.
Uh-huh. Do you ever dream of leaving your class to pursue your own intellectual development on an independent basis?
Wow, it's like you're reading my mind, man.
You see, when a child with Bart's intellect is forced to slow down to the pace of a normal person, he's probably going to lash out in ways like these.
I think we should retest him.
No, I think we should move him to another school.
Oh, better yet.
Bart, we'd like you to try a kind of school that doesn't rely on grades and rules and bells and buzzers. A school without walls, where you do as much or as little of the assignments as you feel you need to.
Miren la cara. Te vamos a transferir a una escuela que prácticamente no tiene reglas.
Does that sound good, Bart?
Sign me up, Doc.
Excellent. We're all set then. Here's all the information you need. Show up around 9-ish. Mr. and Mrs. Simpson, congratulations once again.
I think we're all in the mood to celebrate.
Doc, this is all too much. I mean, my son a genius? How does it happen?
Well, genius-level intelligence is usually the result of heredity and environment. Although in some cases it's a total mystery.
I don't care what that stupid test says, Bart. You're a dimwit.
Maybe so, but from now on, this dimwit is on easy street. No rush, Dad. Take the scenic route.
Gotcha.
You must be Bart Simpson. I'm Ms. Milan, your learning coordinator. Let me say right at the start that we have one rule here. Make your own rules. If you feel sleepy, take a nap. If you get bored, feel free to take out a book and start reading.
What should I read, ma'am?
Why, anything you want, Bart.
Oh.
A comic book? When we left off, Calvin and Tanya were arguing that free will is an illusion.
If you ask me, humankind has freedom, but a freedom fraught with paradoxes. Freud shows how childhood shapes our subconscious mind, but this helps us to think for ourselves.
Okay. What is constructivist? What is constructivist? According to Simpsons video.
I think it's freedom for the student to study by themselves.
The teacher said, there is only one rule in this school. What was the rule? The teacher said, okay, you have to follow only one rule. What is it? Do you remember?
No, I don't remember. Maybe that they learn what they want.
The first rule, the first and the only rule that they got is make your own rules. According to Mauricio, freedom. The teacher said, if you want to read, read. If you want to sleep, sleep. If you want to do this one, do it. And I like it when the teacher said, okay, if you want to read, and what does Bart say? ¿Qué le dijo Bart cuando le dijo, if you want to read, read? ¿Qué le dijo? Él, really? What can I read? ¿Qué puedo leer? Constructivist. The teacher said, whatever you want to read. So, I'm going to give you options. I don't like to read, but I got only a favorite topic. As I said before, teaching, methodology. Yeah, I like to read about this one. But if you give to me a book about history, maybe it is in English, yes. But if you give to me a Spanish book, I don't like to read a Spanish book. So, constructivism. What do you want to do? Okay, I want to do this one. Okay, go ahead. According to Mauricio's opinion, freedom. What is constructivism? Is make students feel, number one, comfortable. It makes feel students, okay, I got some options, but you can choose one of my options or tell me, do you have an extra option? Constructivism. What happened at the end? When the principal said, hey, your kid is a genius. What was the reactions? Students? Irene, Jackie, what was the reaction? Ladies?
I don't remember.
Do you remember what? When they said, hey, your kid is a genius.
He didn't believe it.
Yes, they don't believe it. They don't, a genius? They don't believe it. And the second is, Bar had the highest score. Pero si se fijaron, el examen no significaba que como sacó 10 es el mejor. Constructivist. Ok, no, sacó 212. But Bar has another skills. So, I like the topic about constructivism. So, look at this one. A student-centered and constructivist approach. We have behaviorists, cognitives, constructivists, and connectivists. For example, can you please, Jackie, help me to read the 4? Thank you, Jackie. Yes, your microphone is on, but I cannot hear you. Okay, excellent. Yes, thank you.
Behaviorists. A learner is passive, learns via external process, positive reinforcement, cognitivist, learning goes beyond external, is an internal process, short and long-term memory. Connectivist learner is self-directed, learning via nodes, content source, people groups, within networks. Constructivist learner builds on personal experience, internal, active, and social in the learning process.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Behavior. What is behavior? Comportamiento. Learner is passive. Learns via external process. Example, positive reinforcement. Learner is passive. Cuando en este caso la persona o el alumno es más lento. Cognitivist. Learning goes beyond external, is an external process, short, long-term memory. Cognitivist, cuando somos más visuales, que aprendemos viendo, memorizando. Connectivist, learner is self-direct learning via nodes. Content source, people groups within network. Connectivists. Connectivists, cuando en este caso hay alumnos que trabajan mejor en grupo. Trabajan mejor en grupo. Muy diferente al behaviorists. Ellos prefieren trabajar solos. Connectivists, en grupos. Constructivists, Learners builds on a personal experience. Como vimos en el video, el constructivismo le da la opción de que aprenda. Ok, ¿qué método? ¿Qué preferís? ¿Leer? ¿Ver un video? ¿Te pongo una pregunta? Experience interactive and social in the learning process. A mí me gusta el constructivist, es el que más me gusta. Pero puedo tener un alumno behaviorist. Puedo tener un cognitivist. Puedo tener un connectivist o un constructivist. O puedo tener el mismo alumno, quizás en este caso en el salón de clases, los 4 tipos de alumnos. For example, behavior, comportamiento, ok. Methods, lecture, drill and practice, rote learning, multiple choice test. Cognitivist, method, lecture, visual tools, mind maps, charts, etc. To facilitate memorization. Ojo, aquí no se aplica el inglés. Yo siempre he dicho que el inglés no es para memorizar. Facilitate memorization for learning. Multiple choice and easy assessment. Okay. Don't get complicated with homeworks. Easy assessment. Cognitivists. Métodos para los que son cognitivos. Self-directed quest for content. Sharing of content source. Spontaneous learning groups. Creates knowledge collaboratively. Cognitivo. Vamos con el constructivist, que es el que más me gusta a mí. Discovery. Descubrimos, ¿verdad? Hey, este bicho aprende de esta forma, pero esta cipota aprende de otra. Collaborate group work. Scaffolding. Hey, tenés skills, ok. Vamos a ver conocimiento. Scaffolding. Self-guided learning based on personal experience, lo que les he dicho. Ustedes son constructivistas también, no solo los alumnos. También ustedes son cualquiera de estos tipos de términos. Por ejemplo, usted me puede decir, teacher, yo prefiero solo, behaviorings. Yo prefiero solo en este caso, teacher. O sea, o puede ser un cognitivo también, en este caso. O puede ser un cognitivist o un constructivist. Self-guided learning based on personal experience. Peer grading review. Siempre en este caso, review. Si hay que hacer un review. Ok, chicos, la semana pasada vimos este tema. Vamos a hacer un pequeño review. Y empieza usted con una pregunta, pum, base. Nunca pasemos de un tema a otro sin que el alumno lo haya comprendido. Quiero que observe este cuadro. Constructivists. What is it? What it isn't? Characteristics. Things to remember. Constructivists. Jackie, can you please help me to read what it is?
Okay, what it is. Based on background knowledge, connect to new knowledge. Student center, students learn how to learn.
Based on background. Ok, primero vamos a ver un background. Let's make a review. What kind of knowledge do you have? Diagnostic test. Aunque muchas veces el diagnostic test puede fallar también. The second, please, Irene, can you help me to read? What it, the opposite. It isn't.
What it isn't. Teacher center skills in insulation.
Ok. Teacher center. Aquí el centro en este caso no es el maestro. It's our students. Skills in isolation. Okay. You don't have this ability, but I'm going to help you to discover new abilities. Or ¿Quién quita? Y les enseñemos también una habilidad en este caso que ellos no tengan. Teacher, it happened. Teacher, I don't like English, but I like math. Y a los que no les gusta la matemática, siempre les gusta el inglés. No sé por qué pasa eso. Teacher, I don't like math, but I'm good at English. Yo no sé por qué. Siempre casi el alumno que es bueno para matemáticas no le gusta el inglés. Y siempre el alumno que es bueno en inglés no le gustan las matemáticas. Siempre pasa. ¿Por qué? Porque aprender inglés es muy distinto a aprender matemáticas. Muy distinto. En matemáticas el maestro es el que habla en toda la clase. Y en la participación del alumno es solo para pasar a la pizarra, hacer el ejercicio y ahí voy a ver si entendió. En el caso de inglés, no. You have to participate all the time. You have to pay attention all the time. You have to give us your opinion all the time. Characteristics, constructivist, collaborating o collaborations. Volvemos otra vez a lo mismo. The parents, the teachers, and the students. Constructivist. ¿Qué le pasó a Bart cuando el principal le dijo al papá, a Homero, su hijo es un genius? El papá no lo creyó. Porque muchas veces sus papás ven solo un lado de ustedes. Pero muchas veces sus papás no conocen en qué ustedes son buenos, porque muchas veces en la casa nosotros no nos destacamos como nos destacamos con la gente. ¿No les ha pasado que de repente su papá en algún momento dijo, Mauricio, no hombre, si Mauricio en la casa no hace nada, pero en la calle somos distintos? Constructivism. ¿Desde qué edad se construye esto, el constructivism? Desde que el ser humano nace. Hay psicólogos que dicen desde que estamos en la panza, en el vientre de nuestra madre. Y sí, yo creo que sí, creo en esa teoría también. Constructivism. Ojo, señores. Por más que usted se depele, por más que usted saque diplomados, por más que usted lleve 20 años de la docencia, por más que si el papá no colabora, no va a funcionar. Así es que no se mate. Haga su trabajo y de una milla más. Pero por más que usted haya estudiado el comportamiento humano y que las características y los métodos, si no hay constructivismo desde el hogar, no se va a poder. Ojo, ojo con esto. Ojo con esto. Ojo con los parciales con esto. Things to remember. Start with a problem your kids find relevant. Comience con una pregunta. Yo siempre comienzo con algo bien, para mí yo lo llamaría irrelevante. ¿Qué les dije yo en la primera clase de la mañana? Hey, how was your weekend? ¿Cómo estuvo tu fin de semana? Arranquemos con una pregunta. No entremos de la patada. Ok, chicos, saquen el cuaderno, la fecha, tema. Ok, les voy a dictar. No, hombre. Somos maestros de inglés, podemos hacer tantas cosas y una de esas es, comencemos con una pregunta abierta. Día lunes de clases. Todo el mundo, nadie quiere ir a clases. Nadie se quiere levantar y estar a las 7:10 de la mañana oyendo a la teacher. Entonces, muy diferente a decir, hey, no, hombre, la teacher a las 10 en punto, perdón, a las 7:10 en punto ya está y comencemos. Mi asistencia es esta. Ahí voy chequeando, ahí tengo mi papel todo manchado, ahí voy chequeando. Start with a problem your kids find relevant. Ok, tal vez no con un problema, pero una open question. Hey, how was your weekend? What did you do? Hey, have you got your breakfast? What do you got? Use interdisciplinary exploration. Hey, there are many ways to discipline your students. There are many ways. For example, imagine a situation that you gave to them a homework, but there will be the lazy student. Teacher, I didn't do my homework. what do you do? Or what you, in this case, what will you do in this situation? Think about it. Le doy 60 segundos. El alumno no le hizo la tarea. Ajá. What will you do? Think about it. 60 segundos. I'm going to start with Irene. Okay, Irene. Teacher Irene.
First, I need to ask to the student what happened, why she or he didn't do the homework, because I don't know if he or her was or he was sick. I don't know if his or her mom and dad punish her. I don't know, and I need to know why the student didn't do the homework. Then I will take a decision.
Okay, thank you. Choose please between Jackie or Mauricio.
Mauricio.
Okay.
I know. Okay.
Why?
You see.
Okay, please. Your students
Okay.
didn't do the homework. What will you do?
Well, I think the first thing that you should do is explore and find out why. Maybe they have other activities. Maybe they didn't work because their classmates didn't do their part, or maybe he or she has a biggest problem that we can see in the classroom. There are many factors, and we need to make an evaluation, an assessment of what is happening. Because one thing is that the student do that maybe very rarely, but when it's very often, we need to pay attention to the student. In some cases, uh, the teacher, when the student doesn't do homework, it's probably that they let them more, and I think that is not good at all. I think instead of doing that, we can change that dynamic of the homework. Because, for example, when you do well, when teacher gives homework, an extra homework for the student who didn't do it, well, it's probably that the student will just ask for help to others, and the other people probably just, instead of explaining to him, they will do the homework for the student, and then the student is not learning. It's just copying, it's just cheating on the paper, on the homework, and the teacher takes the homework and say, okay, I will pass you just because you do all this. But the teacher doesn't really see if the student is working, and that at the end can make bigger the problem, because you are telling to the student that he just can't tell to others to do their homeworks. So I think that thing that we should do is changing. and make dialogues.
Ok, excellent. Thank you so much. Ok, Jackie. Jacqueline Lisette Lopez Alas.
I'm
Excellent.
here, so the same
Okay.
question.
Yes, please.
Okay. First, I investigate because why he or she doesn't do the homework. And talk with him. Why you didn't do the homework? And if probably she or he had problems with the family or something that something is affecting in the studies.
Would you give an extra opportunity?
Yes, definitely. I will talk and give another change and give time. Probably next week you have to do this, and this will if you do this homework, this homework will cover this another task because you didn't. Yeah,
Okay.
I will find a solution for that problem.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you so much, Jackie. Okay. I'm going to almost conclude with develop hot task. Chicos, ¿qué entienden por develop hot tasks? ¿Qué se les viene a la mente? ¿Any idea? Dicho, yo creo que es esto, pero no estoy seguro. Dicho, yo creo que es eso, pero no estoy segura. Ajá. Develop hot task.
I'm not sure. Maybe a homework that is difficult because there are teachers who say that we need to do some homework, but there are homework that are so difficult, and I didn't pay attention to what I was learning. I just wanted to do the homework.
Okay. Okay. Mauri, what about you? What do you understand about developed hot task? Thank you, Mauri. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hot tasks. ¿Saben qué significa hot task? Que se tiene que ir evolucionando la forma de aprender. En este caso, ustedes son los teachers, evolucionando la forma, entonces, en este caso, de ver cómo ellos aprenden. Todo esto es el Constructivist. Use primary sources. Ok, yo creo que se ya no aplican porque estamos en virtuales. Student Center Constructivist Approach. Student Center, ok. Vimos lo que era hacer que piensen, que sean responsables, que aprendan a trabajar en grupos, que podamos trabajar en equipo con los papás. Aprendimos a que tenemos que desarrollar su creatividad. Aprendimos que tenemos que ir desarrollando la productividad. Aprendimos incluso, aquí habla un poquito acerca también de la tecnología. Y el quality time, y el tiempo de calidad. En el caso de Student Center Constructivist, aquí ya se ven los comportamientos. Esto en general, lo que puedo aplicar con todos. Esto se aplica a todos. O sea, esto no importa cómo sea el alumno. Esto aplica al Student Center, esto aplica para todos. Yo aquí te voy a enseñar cómo le enseño a todos. Ok, ya el Student Center con el Constructivist. Aquí ya voy desglosando qué tipo de alumnos sos. Behaviorists, Cognitives, Constructivists o Connectivists. Y cada uno de ellos, cada uno de los 4 alumnos, ok, a ti te funciona, vos sos cognitivo, te funciona lo visual. Vos sos connectivist. Connectivist. O sea, más que el conectivo. Ok. Le gusta siempre ayudar. Le gusta compartir. El cognitivo es espontáneo. El cognitivo no le anda pidiendo permiso al maestro, él lo hace. El constructivist. Aquí se construye. Ok. Aquí vamos guiando nosotros en el por qué. Vamos construyendo. El behaviorist. Un alumno que le gusta leer, lecture. Un alumno que le gusta trabajar, en este caso solo. ¿Por qué? Porque el behaviorist muchas veces es muy pasivo. ¿Ok? Rote learning. Cuando te gusta trabajar solo, en este caso, rote learning. Casi siempre el alumno busca su propio aprendizaje. Ok, la teacher me enseñó eso, pero yo lo voy a hacer de esta forma y mañana le voy a preguntar si es la correcta. Constructivist. Entonces, Student Center, enfocado en el alumno. Constructivist, aquí, el alumno, lo vamos construyendo. 4 tipos de alumnos. Student Center, aplicado para todos. Constructivist Approach, ahí ya vamos desglosando qué tipo de alumnos tenemos. Señores, ¿alguna duda? ¿Alguna consulta? Or everything is clear? Please let me know. Everything is clear, teacher?
Everything is clear.
Okay.
Everything is clear.
Okay, my dearest students. So have a really good day. Time for lunch. So please see you tomorrow.
See
Bye,
you.
people.
Bye.
Take care,
Thank
bye.
you. Take care.